Welcome to Good Morning Football. We are your Good Morning show leading you into Inside Training Camp Live, the only place for over 9 hours of live training camp coverage, total access included. This is everyday interviews, the most exclusive insider access for all 32 teams. I love it. Want to know who's on the docket today, guys?
Yeah.
We are live. So the Rams and the Raiders of Hard Knocks fame are having a joint practice. We're with the Buccaneers live. We've got Clay Matthews, Jared Goff, Eric Weddle, Jameis Winston, Mike Evans, Bruce Arians, Matty P, and Mike Daniels.
Nice.
With those Patriots joint practices going on in Allen Park with the Lions.
Mike Evans, that's my guy. I want to hear from Mike Evans.
Mike Daniels, that's our guy.
That's the NFL Top 100.
OJ Howard.
Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians, that's yes. Your dude? Okay.
We'll be wearing
no
the
risky,
hat.
no biscuit. That's the new term down there. That's it.
You good with that, the term?
Will? Sure. Buenos dias, muchacho.
Buenos días, ¿cómo están? Muy bien?
Muy bien.
Yeah.
Nos vemos.
Necesito más.
Adiós. Exacto. The week so far for Dallas defenders isn't off to a great start. On Monday, Cowboys linebacker Sean Lee suffered a minor MCL sprain. Then on Tuesday, veteran defensive end Robert Quinn's training camp came to an early end. NFL Network's James Slater reporting Quinn fractured his hand in practice. Quinn is headed back to Dallas to have surgery and is still expected to be ready for the regular season opener against the Giants. This according to Cowboys executive VP Stephen Jones. Quinn starting all 16 games for the Dolphins last season and led the team with 6.5 sacks. Former Redskins and Jaguars tight end Niles Paul announcing his retirement. Paul caught 78 passes for 954 yards during an 8-year career. Paul released by the 49ers last week. He wrote on Instagram he believes he can still make a 53-man roster, but saying, quote, "I'm not sure my body can handle it anymore." We're one day away from seeing Kyler Murray make his much-anticipated Cardinals preseason debut against the Bolts, a game you can see right here on NFL Network tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. This year's #1 overall pick doesn't know how many snaps he'll get, but he's looking forward to his first game action.
How juiced am I? Pretty excited. Just to play an actual football game against an opponent other than, your teammates. It is just preseason, though. We know how much it means. It doesn't mean too much. But, no, obviously everyone wants to go out there and have a good showing, whether it happens or not. Just getting ready for the actual season.
No matter how much he wants to temper those expectations, obviously everyone's geeked about it. Cliff Kingsbury had said it depends on how the work goes on the field. It could be 6 snaps he plays. It could be 12 snaps, no matter what. Everybody wants to see him out there. And he has those enormous expectations of that helmet that's autographed and sitting on a shelf in our studio. So there's a lot riding on his debut.
No.
No way, right?
No. Peter, you crushing hard? Kyler, you crushing?
I'm excited to see. I hope he plays because I just want to see it. But I also am very interested to see if they unveil any of that new offense. I think they're going to be lights out this year, right from the gates.
Thank you so much, Will. And you can, of course, watch the Cardinals and the Chargers tomorrow. It is at 10 p.m. Eastern and right here on NFL Network. Ahead of that, you will see the Jets and the Giants also on NFL Network to kick off all of the preseason coverage. All 65 games can be seen right here as well. So it's time now for... I need a song for this.
What do you got?
Happens first?
We got chicken sound effects.
Yeah! There we go. And let's kick it off with Mr. Dark Horse, Kyler Murray.
Yeah!
Tell us about the egg. Look at that egg. Go ahead.
It's a football egg. Someone was really brilliant.
Kyler is ready for his preseason debut. As we were saying, you can watch that, of course, tomorrow. So I want to ask you guys, as far as what happens first, Kyler Murray throws, let's say, 300 yards a game, or he rushes for 100 in a game.
I'll start. I'm going to go 300 yards passing. I don't even think it's close. In the year of our Lord 2011, I saw a #1 overall pick for the Carolina Panthers in his first ever NFL game named Cam Newton throw for 422 yards. In his first game ever, I think it is passing. I think their defense is going to be not so great, so they'll have to throw a lot. But, Kay, I got to tell you, I think we might see him throw for 300 and run for 100 tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern right here on NFL Network.
Nice.
Yes, just in a few series. That's all it's going to take. Turn in. That's it.
Wow, you got him doing both.
Yeah, that's it. Both.
I'll take the rushing yards. I think you go back and look at Kyler in college, all right, 300-yard rushing games. But in the biggest game of his college career against Alabama, he ran for 109 yards. I think it's kind of his default. When things go haywire, I'm going to scramble around. That live rush is going to be different. Everything in practice and training camp and, all the walkthroughs, it's different. You don't have a live rush. So I think he's going to make some unbelievable throws. I think he's going to really impress us with his arm and on-the-move throws. But I think he's going to want to run around. He's going to want to show his athleticism. And I think he's also going to realize these defensive ends are a little bit quicker. They get off the ball a little bit quicker. They run the rim a little bit quicker than in the college.
First, 2 rookies did it, just so you know before you answer. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson did last year. 3 rookie quarterbacks threw for over 300, Baker, Darnold, and Nick Mullins. So I feel like it's a toss-up.
Yeah. And look, the first 2 games, he's against 2 of the best defensive coaches. Matt Patricia, week 1. They're going to be dialed in. And then week 2, Wink Martindale and that Ravens defense awaits him. I don't see him running all over both those defenses. Those are 2 defenses that are sound in the run game. And yet I could see him throwing the ball all over the place because Kingsbury's like, I got this new toy. Let's use it and let's show the offense off. I think he throws for 300 yards. I think he does it both of those games, weeks 1 and week 2.
We got Kyler versus Lamar in week 2.
Week 2.
Let's go.
Hashtag GMFB with your thoughts. And let's now go to a new number 1 wideout in Pittsburgh. JuJu Smith-Schuster has been passed the torch since Antonio Brown, of course, is in Oakland, and we'll get to Hard Knocks, don't worry. Well, yesterday he spoke with Michael Irvin about his new role. They were just, on the jugs machine? Let's take a look.
Man, I mean, it's an honor. It's a blessing to have this role, to be that guy to, where other teams have respect to stop me. But, at the end of the day, I'm going into this game, thinking about, I got the best coaches to, set me up in the best situation possible. But not only that, we got guys like Dante Moncrief, Ryan Switzer, Eli Rogers, James Washington, and those guys are going to come up and make their plays.
So JuJu had well over 1,000 yards last year. Schrags, I ask you, what happens first? He hits 1,000 receiving yards, or the guy who we took the torch from, or no, another guy who went somewhere else, Odell Beckham, rather, an AFC newcomer as well, hits 1,000 yards. Which comes first?
I think JuJu. I think
really?
There's a lot of mouths to feed in Cleveland. I think David Njoku's going to have a big year. I think Jarvis Landry's going to have a big year. I think that Cleveland offense is going to be great. But I think JuJu's the main guy. And I think Ben and JuJu are going to have a similar connection to what they had last year, if not better, with Antonio Brown. I know you're thinking, well, Antonio had double teams, so this opens up JuJu. Nah, I mean, look, this is the guy now. And there's no voice in his ear saying, I need the ball. The guy is JuJu, and I think Ben and JuJu are going to have a fine season on offense.
Can I quickly say I love the way JuJu's handled himself? I love that it's not all these histrionics and this comedy. It's very serious, all business. I like it. With that said, I'm going to take Odell. He had 1,000 yards in 12 games last year. Let's not overthink this Odell thing. He's an unbelievably talented player with the best passer he has ever played with in his life in Baker. I think it's Odell, and I think it's actually not that close.
One of my favorite things JuJu said, one of my favorite bites ever, is when he walked into training camp in Vegas, went through a side door, and he goes, I don't need paparazzi to show up to work.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, oh, that's shit.
Boys all grown up. I like it.
2 different receivers, 2 different mentalities, right? But to your point, we don't know what JuJu's going to look like on the outside. We've seen him in the slot. We've seen him as the number 2. So a little bit of an unknown factor there. I think Odell Beckham is still the most explosive receiver in the game. You just don't know. It could be a quick bubble screen. It could be a little now. It could be a 5-yard out. He makes one guy miss. That's it, to the house. Jason Hartilius, our friend of the show.
Here we go.
One of the hardest working guys
also
at NFL
explosive.
media. Was at Browns camp, and he just says, look, it's like every single throw, every single play, it's a highlight reel. That's what you get with Odell Beckham. So I think he could be OBJ 2K.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
If he's healthy, he can definitely do
If Jason Hartilius says so, it must happen.
Saw Hartilius at a Foo
Don't want to
Fighters
argue with
concert.
Jay Hart.
He had 2 beers and a You're Killing Me Smalls t-shirt.
Do you want to talk about your Giants?
Sure.
Let's do it. Saquon Barkley poised for another big season, running, catching the ball, doing everything for these Giants. Will we also see him throwing the rock around? Take a look at this. Check out the accuracy, gentlemen, on these passes. Lasers, ropes.
Now, did he call it? Because you got to call middle, left, or right.
Sure he
So, it's like calling bank.
8 ball
You can't
side
call
pocket. We get
after
it.
It goes in.
Hey, what happens first? Saquon throws his first career pass, or the rookie quarterback, Daniel Jones, does?
I'm going to go
Saquon, Sean, why?
I'll go with Saquon because I think they're going to have a little trickery. All right, watch the trickery. Last year they did it. Odell Beckham threw a touchdown pass to Saquon. I think we're going to see Saquon impersonating Walter Payton.
This is it.
All right, this is OBJ right here against Carolina.
They lose this game on a Graham Gano 90-yard field goal, I think.
They should have won this game. I think they scored like 33 points.
These are the things you forget when the team loses.
But, yeah, Saquon, I mean, look, he's an unbelievable.
I've been trying to tell you, he's the perfect athlete. I think he's the perfect human being. It's going to be Saquon. Remember back in Tecmo Bowl back in the day when you only have 4 plays? If you choose the up and A play and the defense does as well. There's 50,000 people swarm you. That's going to be the defenses against Saquon. All he has to go, boop, touchdown, see you later.
And he's the Bo Jackson of that game.
Yes, he's better.
Saquon is going to do it all. He might have to throw more touchdowns than one this year. He might need to throw a couple. I think Saquon's going to be the whole Giants offense, and I'm excited for it.
But what if Eli's good?
He could be.
We'll get into that
He could be.
a little bit later. More to come on Good Morning Football leading into Inside Training Camp Live, where we have too many stars to name right now, but keep it here for over 9 hours of live coverage, team-to-team, exclusive interviews. Only we do it the way that we do it. Up next, though, which team has the most question marks of all 32 going into the season?
Might be these guys.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about those guys. These guys, I'm super excited about.